I got engaged. So I wanted to make this video today to kind of share what the story was for me, like my whole viewpoint of the proposal. Hey hustle babes, so it is Chanel the brand hustler and I am back with a new video, a different type of video, because if you've been subscribed to me for a while or if you've been following me on Instagram, you would know that I've been kind of ghost for, I would say, a little over 2 weeks. And I pretty much went on a mini vacay back home to Miami, where I am from, and I got engaged. So I wanted to make this video today to kind of share what the story was for me, like my whole viewpoint of the proposal, what happened on the back end, and kind of how I felt that day, to kind of keep you guys in the loop, because in the hustle babe community, I feel like, you know, we are friends, like we're really friends. Like we're really friends. Like I feel like I sit in your living room and I talk to you. So I just wanted to share with you kind of what happened in my life and give you an update. And if you haven't subscribed for whatever reason yet and you're watching this video, make sure that you hit subscribe, because you don't want to miss any of the content that I post. I post all about entrepreneurship, branding, and marketing, your business. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that. But let's get into this story time. I got engaged on Saturday, June 6th in Miami, Florida. But before then, all I knew about it was that I was going to be partaking in a photo shoot. So I think it was like the end of last year, or maybe the very beginning of this year. My boyfriend, well, my fiance came to me. At the time, he was my boyfriend. So I'm gonna use boyfriend and then fiance afterwards so that I don't confuse my brain. So my boyfriend at the time, was like, oh, well, we need to take pictures because you've been always saying that you wanted pictures and you wanted a big blown up picture to put over a staircase when we get into a house. So if you don't know, we are in the process of building a house. We started that process the end of October, I believe, and it's currently still being built. So when he said that, it just made sense to me, because we had recently, you know, confirmed the building process, paid whatever we needed to pay for the builders to start building and all of that stuff. So I'm like, oh yeah, true, I did say that. What made it more realistic for me too was that our anniversary is June 9th. So when he was like, oh, well, maybe we should do it around our anniversary, it could be like an anniversary shoot, and it could be something that we use for our house, if we have a housewarming, things like that. I was like, oh yeah, true. I was thinking nothing of it. So fast forward, time was passing by, and he would sporadically mention things like getting a suit. Like he got like a custom, unique, he got it tailored, fitted. He was buying shoes and all this type of stuff, and he would randomly bring up to me like, oh, well, you need to start looking for stuff to wear, because my mentee at the time was getting married in April, and so I needed to order both of these things. And for me, I don't really shop a lot for myself, so when I do shop, I try to get everything in bulk. Because he knows that's how I am, he would just often say, oh, get the stuff you need for your mentee's wedding and make sure that you're getting something for the photo shoot as well. So he would bring that up randomly, but like I said, I didn't think anything about it because there was so much going on in my head with just business and everything. I wasn't thinking much about it, up to the point where I forgot about it. And so he brought it up in like May, and I was like, oh wow, yeah, we're having a photo shoot. I didn't know when my flight was. I didn't have nothing booked for my hair, makeup, nothing. I didn't have my dress ordered or anything. I think I ordered my dress May 7th, and then I ordered like my shoes and purse and jewelry May 22nd. But either which way, May 7th and May 22nd are like right around the corner from June 6th. And we went to Miami on June 4th. So it was cutting close and I didn't have anything together. So basically it was about maybe 2 to 3 weeks out, I started throwing stuff together. I'm like, okay, let me order some stuff. Thankfully, his sister was helping me out, and I was sending pictures to my friends, like having them like vote on certain things, but his sister mostly was helping me vote. She was really helpful. Like, she got my hair lady, my makeup lady, all that. She did all of that. What's funny is around that time is when I started to kind of, my brain started to like ponder on what exactly was going on, because I remember I was driving one day and my mom randomly texted me asking me, oh, what would you get for an engagement party for favors? Now, my mom usually does ask me for help whenever she's planning like an event or something, because she does that a little bit on the side. And so I like planning events too, so she'll reach out to me and ask me random things like that. So at first I didn't think anything of it, but I was in the car with my then boyfriend, and he kind of started acting a little funny and like talking a little too much about me saying something about an engagement party, and that my mom had asked me something about it. So then that was like, okay, why is he acting funny about it? Is this gonna be like my engagement party? Why would I have an engagement party anyway that I didn't get to plan? Like, it was just a lot in my head. And then another thing that added to me kind of starting to figure out what was going on was that his best friend's name is Joyce, and so he was on the phone with his sister one day, and I overheard her say, oh, is Joyce still picking us up? Joyce lives in Atlanta. And I was just like, why would he be picking you up and you're in Miami? And I was just, my brain would not let that go for some reason. You know me, which we're friends, so now you know me, but we're friends. So if you know me, like, my brain is constantly on go. So I'm trying to figure out things all the time, not on purpose. I don't know what is wrong with me. It's like I'm a detective at heart. So anything I see, I'm like, what is actually going on here? Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Like, my brain just starts to bounce around. So I began to start assuming certain things. And so I was just like trying to get my head out of like thinking about it, because I didn't want to think about it and ruin it for myself. Fast forward, it was time to like go to Miami. I got my nails done the same day I went down. I got my hair done that Friday. I got makeup done this Saturday and everything. And so we pull up to this beautiful, beautiful, I want to say maybe estate, right? Because they had like a farm in the back. They had acreage. It was a nice house with like a guest house. It was really nice. We pull up to this place, and the photographer there is someone that I knew from college, and he knew from college as well. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I initially thought that the proposal was gonna happen there. So he had showed me a picture the night before our photo shoot, like, oh, this is the place we're going to. So I was like, why would you show me that? Because now in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, this is how it's gonna happen. But it happened absolutely nothing like that, okay? So I never got proposed to at the actual photo shoot. We went to the photo shoot. We actually took pictures for our anniversary, which the pictures were very dope. The weather was just right, which was something that I know he was worried about a lot, because up until that point, like, Miami was going crazy. Like, there were reports of Miami flooded out literally like the week before. The whole protest and stuff like that started happening literally like a week and a half, two before that. So there was like curfew, then you got COVID in the air. So COVID, racism, and weather. Those are the three factors that we had against us, or he had against him and the people who helped him plan it. They all had. Like I said, it didn't happen at the photo shoot. So after the photo shoot, I was very hungry. So he was like, oh, we're gonna go get something to eat. So we're driving for a while, I want to say like 30 minutes, and then we pull up into like this neighborhood, and he's like, oh, I have to stop by this house really quick or whatever. I'm not really thinking much of it, because we're from Miami. We're both from Miami, and we know people who still stay in Miami too. So I'm just like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. Because every time we go down to Miami, we have a bunch of people to see, and we have a bunch of stuff to do, either for our parents or for somebody else. So I'm not thinking anything of it. So then I get out the car to go, and as I'm walking to the front door, he's like, no, don't go over there, we gotta walk through the back. So then I'm like, we gotta walk through the back? Why would we have to walk through the back? It didn't make any sense, but I'm hungry at this point, and I was a little grumpy, so I was like, okay, whatever. So as we go, there's like a gate. I wish there was a way for me to record it, but obviously I didn't. But there was like a gate that you had to walk through, and so as I'm outside the gate, I start to hear a song play. So I don't get emotional often. I'm not a crier, and there's only certain things that make me cry. So the song that plays was Perfect Duet. If you don't know, it's dope, look it up. But it's called Perfect Duet. And so that song started to play, and that is my jam. Like, that is my lovey-dovey jam. So I immediately knew what was going on. I was like, wow. So it didn't happen at the photo shoot, it's about to happen right now. So in my head, I'm like, oh, this is about to happen, this is about to happen, this is about to happen. And I immediately start to like, kind of like close in, like my brain started to close in. I started to get a little bit like all vulnerable and stuff like that. And so he's like holding my hand, and we're walking through the gate, and we open the gate to see the same photographer that was just taking our pictures at the photo shoot. Remember, I said I know this guy from college. Like, I knew him from my freshman year of college. So I knew this guy since 2011. And he knows this guy as well. And the guy is also from Miami. So it's not like it's a stranger. So mind you, at the photo shoot, I was having like conversation with him, like, oh, like, what are you doing after this, and all this extra stuff. And so to see that he actually left the photo shoot to make it to the second location on time to be here at what was actually my proposal was, I was like, what? Like, so my head was like, you. But anyway, I was too busy crying because the music was playing. I was all in the moment. And so I'm walking in, the camera's there in my face. Walking in, it's like rose petals, and then there's like this stage set up, and it says like, will you marry me on the stage? And then it had like candles on the stage and stuff like that. But there was literally rose petals all the way throughout for me to walk through or whatever. So he's holding my hand, we're walking, and as I turn to get on the stage, there's a picture of me and my grandma from when I was little. And so this is like one of the first pictures we took when we moved to America, which is crazy. So I was born in Miami myself, but I was actually raised in Antigua. And so my grandmother like was born and grew up in Antigua. So when it was time for me to come back and go to school in the States, she got all of her paperwork and moved up here with me. That was like one of the first pictures we ever took when we both came to America together in front of my dad's house, which is still his house. So it's just really sentimental. So when I saw that, I started to ugly cry, okay? Like, ugly cry. Up there, and then a few seconds later, I turn to the right and I see a whole bunch of white. The reason I saw a whole bunch of white is because like my family and my closest friends are like, they're in all white, and they have masks on that say yes in gold. And I'm like, isn't that cute? But at the time, I didn't even notice what the mask said because I was crying. I just saw white, and I already knew like who it was out there in the crowd, because when we first started like dating, or when we first started talking, period, I mentioned that I appreciate intimacy, but I wanted certain people at the actual moment who I felt like were a part of my life, type of thing. So that was his purpose of having the picture of my grandmother up there, but also his purpose for having like my mom, his mom, my dad, certain cousins, and certain friends there. And so that was super dope and super touching. I didn't mention this before, but we officially got together in 2015. So we were actually celebrating our 5-year anniversary in Miami on June 9th. We talked for 7 months before becoming girlfriend and boyfriend. So it's been almost 6 years of us knowing each other, basically. So the time was now, my favorite number is 5, so everything is like aligning. But yeah, so then he proposed, he said his speech, and of course I said yes. And then after that, we had a toast, we pulled left and right for pictures, and everybody wanted to see the ring and all that stuff. But that's pretty much how it happened. I mean, even though at first it was like, oh, I'm forgetting about us going to the photo shoot or whatever, and it turned into me being like overthinking things and trying to kind of guess what was going on. At the end of the day, when I actually got there, it was nothing like what I was thinking at all. It was actually better than what I thought, and I was still surprised and I was still shocked that people pulled together during a time where so much was going on. Like I said before, COVID was happening, still is happening. Racism and the whole protest still is happening. And then Miami was just being crazy with their weather. So it was crazy to see the people there. Like, I had friends who flew in. I know that some of my family who wanted to come from Antigua, or some of my friends that wanted to come from other places, their flights got canceled and they couldn't come. But the fact that people made the effort to actually be there, and the people who were actually still able to come and sacrifice traveling, whether that was by car or plane or however they travel, was still amazing to me. And it's definitely gonna be something that I'll remember forever. Like, I'm gonna celebrate my proposal anniversary forever. We got a proposal anniversary, we got a dating anniversary, then we're gonna have a wedding date and a wedding anniversary, and we're probably gonna have an engagement party anniversary. So we're gonna be celebrating a lot. So I'm just ready to be showered with gifts, but ready to also give other people gifts and to plan extra events. Everything is gonna be a movie from now on. If you know me, you know that I'm super extra, and so I am excited. And what makes this whole process even more rewarding is that I am doing something like that I actually love to do. So I am not working for someone else. I'm actually living my dream in terms of owning my own business and being my own brand and controlling my income and controlling all of that. But I'm doing something that I love. From the impact that I'm making to the people I'm helping, I just love the fact that I am taking this step now in a space where I'm at, because I would have hated to take this step in a space where I wasn't happy. I'm not nowhere near where I want to be, but I know that throughout the process I'm gonna get there, and I'm excited for it. But that is my proposal story. I hope that you enjoyed it, and of course, because we're friends now, I gotta show you the ring yourself. Even though I'm pretty sure I can show you pictures, I want to show you it on camera. There you go. Thank you so much for listening to my proposal story. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to this channel and stay tuned for all of the gems that I drop on a weekly basis, okay? Like this video, share this video with anybody that you feel like would enjoy it, and make sure that you follow me on Instagram at The Brand Hustler, and follow me on my personal page if you're interested in seeing behind the scenes wedding planning and things like that. Follow me on my personal page at I am Chanel Q, and let me know down below, how do you feel about my proposal story? What type of content do you want to see? Do you want to see me record vlogs of the wedding process? What do you want to see? Tell me down below. Just let me know your thoughts. I'm excited to hear them. I'm excited that you guys are actually here listening to my story. So bye, hustle babes.